I do think the draft here for T1 is very short range. It is very difficult to win from behind. It's very difficult to set up on objectives from behind.
Many times. And Cocoon, that's what you were talking about. Find hype with it. Not a lot of follow-up there, as we could see.
Fortunately not at level 1.
Yeah. That's all right, Polu just going to crash in. Level 2 gained by both teams, but Gumayusi going to have to cleanse off the Ignite, the flash forward, and they are gunning for him. There it goes. Carrier likely to be able to take down Hype here. Let's see whether they can actually get it done, and he does. Is a Shattering Strike going to be available? The answer is no. So a 1-for-1, both AD carries dead.
Walked away and used your range, but they get the flash out of Carrier just the same. As Doran gets a solo.
Yeah, Doran's just going to solo kill the Ambessa.
So we'll watch how this did transpire as Morgan goes into the queue.
Misses a bunch of buttons, and then Doran 1-2 stacks. Boom.
Yeah, that was the kind of redemption level you're looking for from Doran on this Gwen pick.
Circling. But so is Carrier. This control ward going to be very important as he's able to at least front flip away.
Still has his unstoppable, or untargetable rather, if he wants to all in for it. For the 50-50, I don't advise it though.
Yeah, you can see Doran actually going to try and snip him. And we'll take a fair bit of damage here as Morgan on vision right now. We'll be able to clear that one out, but still the rest of T1 able to move themselves back. And okay, never mind. Goes inside the mist here as now some needlework comes out. Morgan still trying to dance around this one, does avoid a fair bit. And now the public execution going to come in. Doran could be in trouble. The crash down is beautiful, but still, Owner is going to turn up in the nick of time. And Polo is also going to bite the dust. Let's just stop trying to fight in this lane, guys.
Okay. Owner and crew are grouped up on these grubs. And with the Dragon already secured here for T1, you know, Bro don't get a cross-map opportunity. And I think they learned last time from trying to punish
champions this year. But
you
still, he might just get Caster Cursed out of this game. That is on us. That's our bad, ladies and gentlemen. We will take full responsibility. And I'm so sorry on behalf of all of the Bro fandom. Again, continuing to go down lower and lower. Humbug wanting to get in there, try and challenge his Hype now. Getting himself set up as now closers come on over. They're not going to find the Dragon. Owner as well is going to get caught up in that Magna Storm. But Polo is now by himself. Faker looking to come over and try to assist as Closer is in trouble. Chain's going to connect, and it's a double just out of nowhere here for the Pantheon. Hype having to flash, and T1 just winning everywhere. Bypassed the two carries that were sort of just chilling. So that could have been an option instead.
I mean,
Phil, hindsight is 2020.
Sure, T1 now have like all of the objectives.
Yes.
6 Grubs, 2 Dragons for Mountain Soul, which Gwen and Pantheon are going to love. Even Silas is going to be pretty happy about that.
But on top of that, they also have 8 kills. Like, it is a massive lead.
Morgan a closer.
Yes.
Won the 1v1 game. But that's the only win they had, and then Faker picked up a second kill in that last fight. Now he's ahead as Hambak's trying to force.
Yeah, gonna throw some daggers towards Carrier, who goes into Spider Form and then tries to get out, but that's going to deliver the kill over to Morgan. Closer looking for a charm.
Tries to. I think he will regret it.
Yeah, well, he's going to try and come on over, of course. Gwen is immune sometimes, and Owner is just able to turn up at a moment's notice, still taking a lot of damage as Morgan trying to utilize that mobility to get himself out of there. The rest of T1 have moved over. The public execution going to be used as the 1v1 will be lost by Morgan because Owner is extraordinarily strong here. And I like that T1 just left Owner for the 1v1. They were like, you got this, bro. And he's like, yes, I absolutely do.
Well, it looked like it was going so well for Bro. But Owner, once again, just has that ultimate, can join. Faker still had his TP. So even though they committed Closer there with the Prio, you know, it meant that Faker could just come in whenever he wants. And so,
again, if this game continues the way that it's going.
The 1-3 Ambessa is still not a Jace, still a concern.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the thing that keeps coming back to bite us. It's now 1 versus 2, and Doran is pushing both of them away.
Getting a flash.
My God. Okay, fully stacks up that Q once again as the rest of the Bros are coming on over. Carrier not able to walk through the enemy jungle with it. At least this time Morgan doesn't die, but it is still going about the same direction as public execution going to be avoided there as now Doran gets into the mist, but so does Humbug, and the rest of T1 are going to show up. Here's the Grand Starfall as well as Ona is wanting to pick his poison. Choose who is going to be dying first. It will be the Neferi, his opposite number as the chains connect, and Faker is just on cleanup duty. Down goes a turret in the mid lane. There's at least something there for hype. Apollo is likely to die. Chainlash not going to come out again, but the charm is going to miss. And Closer, unfortunately, unable to find anything as the teleport in from Doran. Carrier with the flash execute as Closer looks to try and answer that one. And even if Carrier goes down, it is still fantastic here for T1. There's the Orb of Deception. That'll finish off the Spider. Is now Hype just trying to escape from the...
Yeah. Or reach further.
Oh dear.
Fly further.
Well, Humbug is going to go untargetable for a few moments. Morgan's rotating over, though, and Ona may have overstepped here just a little bit. Magnastorm going to be invested. Shattering Strike comes down. Morgan gets in there now as Humbug still wanting to try and offer some of his damage. As Ona does have Flash, does use it to get himself out, and that is going to separate Humbug from the rest of the players. Ona is just running them around the rift right now. The rest of T1 making their way in. The crashdown comes through, and Ona's going to go back in for the stun. Oh, they are so strong. The Pantheon will eventually go down, but now Faker turns up, and he has a public execution that he's picked up. Doesn't even need to use it. Man, Ona is so good at this game.
He's really good, and he's really ahead. He's really high enough to kill this champion fast enough. And then Owner is just like, I'm over the wall, and now Hambach is separated. He has to use his defensive option, go over the wall again.
Mountain Soul as well, Wolf.
Yeah.
This composition lacks a true tank, but they'll probably have one as Carrier is just going to deny any option of escape, and down goes Humbug as well. He was pretty targetable there, as we could see.
With like Gwen with 6 scrubs, I think, bro, we're starting to think about their Game 3 draft.
Whoa, Faker almost finds the public execution onto Hype there, as this inner turret is not long for the world. T1 looking a little bit angry.
I mean, we might
here
be
in this game too.
Inhibitors here with the Gwen with 6 scrubs. You walk at the enemy, you charge at the enemy in this case, and this might be like the stacked waves that could start to threaten Nexus turrets. I mean, this is really huge here with all the Voidlings taking these out so fast. T1 may consider an end attempt. I mean, who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop him?
So many Void Mites. That is absolutely absurd. So many doggos coming out of the fountain. But
we're down 0-1 in this series. Yes, we're up a bajillion gold, but let's make sure that we do our due diligence here and win the game. Otacon
on the last remaining lane that exists in defense here for the bros.
When they have super minions in the base, they can start to actually push to end if, you know, bro defend poorly.
Yep. And Doran is going to go a little bit far forward and will probably die. There he goes. That's a kill going over to Morgan. Still, the answer was almost there. Faker with the public execution.
But I think the thought process there is if they spend everything on me, maybe we can follow up. Speaking of following up.
Yeah, public execution going to be used here onto Humbug, who, goes untargetable, but unfortunately will still just die in the air.
A little bit of a Chihuahua situation here in this one.
Yeah. That's right. Carrier is going to answer that with a whole bunch of damage onto Hype, and Ona says, you are just dead, buddy. Is he going to land the spear? The answer is no. Was expecting the juke, and it did not come through. Still, maybe T1 will then instead decide to win the game. True Shot Barrage going to come on down as now Polo setting up the defense.
TP for Doran.
Yeah, Closer actually spirit rushing forward, but that is into the blender. Carrier goes golden. Somehow he's got an arm guard. It's kind of ridiculous. As Polo's flashing away, Carrier just going to follow him. Owner able to push them all the way towards the fountain. Public execution used here from Morgan. He's trying to just get them away from his base. As finally the Pantheon goes down, but so does the Ambessa. And T1 now find themselves in a 3 versus 3. Hijack used here onto the Spirit Rush. And Humbug, what goes up must come down. And now T1 going to finish off game 2. And it is going to go the distance here, bro versus T1. But game 2 was, I think, a very different story.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.